Welcome to TRS Clips, where you'll find happiness through your own curiosity. Actually, I want to just go a little bit deeper into the Samadhi angle because it's from the world of yoga and philosophy. You know what else is from the world of yoga and philosophy? The spine. It's actually a very, very, very important aspect of yoga. So I knew that with this conversation, we'll enter that domain at some point. But because we've brought up Samadhi now, I want to actually pull it up on the screen. Okay, so yeah, it's there. Nirvitarka Samadhi, Sarvichara Samadhi. Those are the two that come up. This is according to Ashtanga. Just can you open Nirvitarka? It has different names. Okay, so Nirvitarka is the higher one, in which a person loses his touch with the physical sense of space and time. Can you just open that? Samadhi explained. One sec. Samadhi is made up of two Sanskrit words, samha and dhi, which means equanimous and buddhi. Which means equanimous and intellect. So basically like a higher form of intelligence, a higher state of human consciousness. First of all, what's your opinion on this as a man of science? What do you think of these things? Because my reading is that while we are all students of science, science is a compass, but philosophy and ancient culture are the hints for furthering the direction of the compass. That's how I look at science. Love it, love going deeper into science, but it's not the be all and end all. And my point of saying that is we have a lot of, I would like to call them yoga haters. That's actually what it is in my eyes, where they just discount yoga and ancient Indian culture in a lot of ways because it's not scientifically proven yet. But that doesn't mean 5 years later, 10 years later also it won't be scientifically proven. I feel like science has a lot of catching up to do with ancient cultures from all over the world, not just in India. Even in shamanism from South America, they talk about these concepts like meditation. They have their own version of samadhi, higher states, etc. What do you make of all this as a doctor?
I have a slightly deeper take to this. You spoke about samadhi, which is one end. The other end is where we all begin. My journey is looking at it a little differently. That you go from a state of being buddhu to a state of being buddha. And the journey depends on how much buddhi you establish.
So buddhu is stupid, buddha is completely evolved, and buddhi is wisdom.
Buddhu is zero. Buddha is infinite. And what is infinite? Infinite is basically the zero with a twist.
Wow.
Are you getting where I'm coming from? Now, this is totally based on where I started, and hence it's close to me, that science is based on evidence. It is based on doubt, investigations. It is based on tuition from without. It is exoteric. While what you are talking of, which is the end point, I don't call it a fixed end point. I call it an impermanent end point, if you may allow me to use that, is based on esoteric intuition. So science looks for evidence, and you find evidence with your eyes open, while the final destination you achieve with your eyes shut. Which means that whether it is meditation to reach that final destination of Nirvana, moksha, self-realization, whatever word is your impermanent end point, that is based on what comes from within and not from without. Science is totally without. It is based on 2 + 2 making 4, which is not so with what we realize with our eyes shut.
Where 2 plus 2 can suddenly become sigma.
Exactly.
And your mind can't comprehend why 2 plus 2 is not equaling 4.
Absolutely. And just like you said, that the spine is a very, very important part. And as we ascend up the spine from the tailbone or the coccyx to the sacrum, to the lumbar spine, to the thoracic spine, to the cervical spine, is similar to the 5 stages of matter, which is from earth to water to fire to air to ether.
Which is also how the 6 chakras inside the human body are represented.
Absolutely. And the Sushuma is the highest.
Wow. Okay. I really didn't expect you to bring this up, but you're a spine surgeon. So I'm so blown away yet happy that you've brought it up. The spine in so many ways is the control of the whole body. But from a yogic perspective, is the highway to the infinite. That's what they call the spine in yoga. How do you look at this?
I agree with the terminology of being the highway, the controller. But it is not the end point or the infinite bliss or the highest center. The highest center is beyond. Whether it's your limbic cortex as an animal or the neocortex as an evolved species.
What is neocortex?
Well, the limbic cortex is what all human beings have, where they differentiate between pain and pleasure. While the neocortex is what differentiates between right and wrong.
These are parts of the human brain.
So the neocortex these are not parts of the anatomic neural of the human brain, but these are the ways that a human being is different from the other animals. That's how we become a social animal. For animals is pain and pleasure. That's the limbic cortex. They work by intuition. They think fast. We think fast and slow, like Daniel Kahneman or any one of the other things that you may have read, where strategic thinking is an afterthought, whether it's right or wrong. So that neocortex is what makes us supposedly a step beyond the other animals. So that's where we are evolved as Homo sapiens. I mean, Australopithecus, Zizanthropus, Homo erectus, now Homo sapiens. There will be something beyond us. That's for sure. But we are a step beyond the animals. And what we are trying to reach, as you rightly said, is that nirvikalpa. It's that state of bliss. People also say that Sat Chit Anand. I mean, that's the final point of bliss beyond your existence. And that can only be achieved where you look at emptiness and impermanence. You're right. That's how, at times, if you really look at it, whether it is the Bhagavad Gita, whether it is Buddhism, each one of them, they ultimately end up in the same place.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic as long as you're willing to search for it.